Hello, welcome back to Flipping Pages, Stirring Sauces. Um, that thing they're trying to pass off as our sun has officially gone down, but I'm not going to let that stop me from enjoying my backyard. So I'm coming to you from my backyard, and on the drive home this evening, before I go there, let me say thank you to all of my subscribers and all of the people who have given me thumbs up by liking my videos, and all the people who have shared and commented. Um, I'm supposed to be reading from Jasher Chapter 47 tonight, as requested by one of my subscribers. But I have a bit else to beef about, particularly our son. I drive east to west to get home. And, well, part of that journey is north-south. I was driving north when straight ahead of me was this big orange ball. It's a perfect circle. No rays of sun coming out, no orange mixed in with the clouds, nothing. It was a perfect circle dead north of me. And I looked at it and I thought, is that supposed to be our sun? Our sun does not set in the north. Our sun sets in the west. This thing was to the north. And then when I got to the intersection to make my left turn to go west, this thing was to the right of me. A big orange ball. That's all it was. A big orange ball, a perfect circular ball. You could even see lines going across it. I tried to videotape it, but the video didn't turn out very well. And I did take a picture of it, but I don't know how well that picture is going to turn out, considering I am out here in nature, enjoying my backyard, and it's nighttime. I don't know how well this video turned out, or this picture turned out. Actually, this picture has given it what it should look like. However, in looking at it, I didn't see any of this orange background. It was just a big orange ball. And I don't know. No, it's, oh, there it is. Yeah. But I think the picture is giving it some of what it should have. The picture actually makes it look like a sunset. To the naked eye, it was not a sunset, and it was in the wrong position, because when I took that picture, I was facing west, and this thing was to the right of me, and I was driving west, and eventually it ended up behind me. So someone, please make it make sense to me, because it makes absolutely no sense to me. And I have a little bit to talk about tonight before I get into what I should be getting into. Now, some of my subscribers and my acquaintances have asked me about my godson, and I've stated that he's a lucky little boy to have me as a godmother. Some have said that I am always doing something for him. Some have asked me why I never shout out my children as I do my godson. I'm going to answer some of those questions. I wrote those questions down, and so I'm going to answer them. The truth is, I am the lucky one to be baruched with having my godson in my life. It is easy to ahab him. Ahab means, well, I'll get to that in a minute. I have studied his body language. And when you give him just a touch of ahab, he responds and give it back to you 10 times the amount that you give to him. So I am the lucky one to have him in my life. Ahab is supposed to equal love. But love is evil backwards. EVOL. This is one of the ways in which we condemn ourselves daily by speaking this corrupt language that was forced on us. Yeah, English is a very corrupt language that was forced on us. And it's a very wicked and cruel language because we do condemn ourselves daily by speaking it. But the Creator did say that He will return to us a pure language. Now, godparents are very important people who are supposed to step in to take the place of a missing parent, or to help the parents make sure that the child is cared for, ahabbed, and that the child grows. I made notes because I was answering questions. Grows up in a well-rounded, positive environment. Godparents are supposed to make sure their godchildren are eating properly, sleeping comfortably, and is being brought up in a morally, educationally, physically, and spiritually positive environment. The child should be treated by you like you gave birth to him or her. And if you're not up to the task, do not accept the position, because it is not about wishing them happy birthday and sending them a gift once per year. I do not need to shout out my children because they live in the same place that I do. And I tell them and show them daily that I ahab them. Their home is a happy, healthy home. Those who know me knows that I am a dedicated mother who have provided structure, ahab, and guidance to my children. Yes, I spoil them now, but they will tell you that when they were very young, I was a strict disciplinarian. My youngest told me the other day, when I was a little boy, I thought that you were a giant, and I was afraid to do anything wrong. And even though my children were considered to be spoiled growing up, one step out of line, and the disciplinarian in me jumps right out to put them right back in line. One of my colleagues the other day said to me, when I have children, I am going to be the same way with them like you are with yours. Shout out, chaps. What I have with my children is a 19 and 22 year relationship of structure, discipline, and respect that goes both ways. My children both work and are in college. They've been working since they were 16 years old, both of them. I didn't want them to work. I wanted them to focus on their education, because I made sure that their education was provided for. No matter what was going on, their education was provided for. They chose to work so that they could buy the things that they want, not needed, because I provided, well, their needs were provided for. Let's put it that way. Don't think that all of their money gets spent. I wouldn't be a good parent if that happened. Half of each of their paycheck either goes into savings or some sort of investment that they're interested in. I know where they are at all times of the day. I get a text or a phone call to say, Mom, I am doing this. I am going here. And this is who I'm doing it with. And this is who I'm going with. If I'm going to stray from my usual routine, I do the same. Because, like I said, the respect goes both ways. And they worry about you, just like you worry about them when you don't know where they are. You lead by example. If I'm at home and my children are at work and there are no leftovers in the fridge to warm up, I'm going to make sure there is a hot meal waiting for them when they walk through the door or soon after. I have ended telephone calls and discussions in order to accomplish that task. And people who knows me will confirm that. People say to me that they're big boys. They should be doing that for themselves. No. They are my boys. And it is not like they were out misbehaving. They're coming from work. And that is the least that I can do for them. Besides, I ahab getting 2 thumbs up after they have cleared their plates of everything that I put on their plates for them to consume. So that is all I'm going to say about my boys and my godson. Shout out to my godson. Miss you, miss you, miss you. In a future presentation, I'm going to have a talk about single mothers. I've produced a song which was written and vocalized by Steve Tullo called Single Mothers. And when I do that presentation, I will provide you with information on how to get in touch with Steve Tullo. It was produced under the Bava Productions label, which is my label. I'm also going to touch on this title, Baby Mama, a title which has been given to too many melanated women. Baby Mama. Think about that. And next time you think about calling the mother of your child your baby mama, you put her name in there instead of baby mama. She has a name. So now we're going to get on with the reading of Jasher chapter 47. And this chapter deals with the fact that Esau sold all of his inheritance and his children's inheritance to our forefather Jacob. Yeah. So Esau doesn't own anything on the face of this earth. It all belongs to the descendants of Jacob. And those are the people I'm talking to tonight. Jacob's descendants. That's who we are. We are a chosen people. We are a peculiar people. And we are a stiff-necked people. And we are the apple of the Creator's eyes. Never forget that you are from a family of royalty, going right back to the Creator, because He created us in His image. And we should worship Him in spirit and in truth. And everything you see on this planet that these imposters and the descendants of Esau is fighting over, belongs to us. We are in the third day, and we are the head and not the tail, and we will get it all back. And then we will live 1,000 years in peace in the New Jerusalem. I, for one, am looking forward to that. Going to get on with the reading of chapter 47 from the book of Jasher. And I'm reading from the books of Enoch, Jubilees, and Jasher by Derica A. Shaver. And to satisfy Canadian and American copyright laws, this is being presented under the Fair Use section of the Copyright Act for educational purposes for my melanated brothers and sisters. And we will begin chapter 47 of Jasher. And Isaac the son of Abraham was still living in those days in the land of Canaan. He was very aged, 180 years old. And Esau his son, the brother of Jacob, was in the land of Edom. And he and his sons had possessions in it amongst the children of Seir. And Esau heard that his father's time was drawing nigh to die. And he and his sons and household came unto the land of Canaan, unto his father's house. And Jacob and his sons went forth from the place where they dwelt in Hebron. And they all came to their father Isaac, and they found Esau and his sons in the tent. And Jacob and his sons sat before his father Isaac, and Jacob was still mourning for his son Joseph. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Bring me hither my sons, and I will bless them. And Jacob brought his 11 children before his father Isaac. And Isaac placed his hands upon all the sons of Jacob, and he took hold of them, and embraced them, and kissed them one by one. And Isaac blessed them on that day, and he said unto them, May the God of your fathers bless you, and increase your seed, like the stars of the heaven, for number. And I must ask your forgiveness. I will mispronounce words. I will misread sentences. But I will do my best to correct those mistakes. And Isaac also blessed the sons of Esau, saying, May God cause you to be a dread and terror to all that will behold you, and to all your enemies. And Isaac called Jacob and his sons, and they all came and sat before Isaac. And Isaac said unto Jacob, The Lord God of the whole earth said unto me, Unto thy seed will I give this land for an inheritance, if thy children keep my statutes and my ways, and I will perform unto them the oath which I swore unto my father Abraham. Now therefore, my son, teach thy children and thy children's children to fear the Lord, and to go in the good way which will please the Lord thy God. For if you keep the ways of the Lord and his statutes, the Lord will also keep unto you his covenant with Abraham, and will do well with you and your seed all the days. And when Isaac had finished commanding Jacob and his children, he gave up the ghost and died. and was gathered unto his people. And Jacob and Esau fell upon the face of their father Isaac, and they wept. And Isaac was 180 years old when he died in the land of Canaan, in Hebron. And his sons carried him to the cave of Machpelah, which Abraham had bought from the children of Eth for a possession of a burial place. And all the kings of the land of Canaan went with Jacob and Esau to bury Isaac. And all the kings of Canaan showed Isaac great honor at his death. And the sons of Jacob and the sons of Esau went barefooted round about, walking and lamenting until they reached Kirath Arba. And Jacob and Esau buried their father Isaac in the cave of Machpelah, which is in Kirath Arba, in Hebron. And they buried him with very great honor, as at the funeral of kings. And Jacob and his sons, and Esau and his sons, and all the kings of Canaan made a great and heavy mourning. And they buried him, mourned for him. They buried him and mourned for him many days. And at the death of Isaac, he left his cattle and his possessions and all his belongings to him, and all belonging to him to his sons. And Esau said unto Jacob, Behold, I pray thee, all that our father has left we will divide in 2 parts, and I will have the choice. And Jacob said, We will do so. And Jacob took all that Isaac had left in the land of Canaan, the cattle and the property, and he placed them in 2 parts before Esau and his sons. And he said unto Esau, Behold, that is before thee. Choose thou unto thyself the half which thou wilt take. And Jacob said unto Esau, Hear thou, I pray thee, what I will speak unto thee, saying, The Lord God of heaven and earth spoke unto our father Abraham and Isaac, saying, Unto thy seed will I give the land for an inheritance forever. Now therefore, all that our father has left is before thee, and behold, all the land is before thee. Choose thou from them what thou desirest. That's a generous brother. If thou desires the whole land, take it for thee and thy children forever, and I will take this riches. And if thou desirest the riches, take it unto thee, and I will take this land for me and for my children to inherit it forever. And Nebaioth the son of Ishmael was then in the land with his children. And Esau went on that day and consulted with him, saying, Thus as Jacob spoken unto me, and thus as he answered me, now give thy advice, and we will hear. And Nebaioth said, What is this that Jacob has spoken unto thee? Behold, all the children of Canaan are dwelling securely in their land, and Jacob saith, He will inherit it with his seed all the days. Go now therefore, and take all thy father's riches, and leave Jacob thy brother in the land, as he has spoken. And Esau rose up and returned to Jacob, and did all that Nebaioth the son of Ishmael had advised. And Esau took all the riches that Isaac had left, the souls, the beasts, the cattle, and the property, and all the riches. He gave nothing to his brother Jacob. And Jacob took all the land of Canaan, from the brook of Egypt unto the river Euphrates, and he took it for an everlasting possession, and for his children, and for his seed after him forever. We are his seed. Jacob also took from his brother Esau the cave of Machpelah, which is in Hebron, which Abraham had bought from Ephron for a possession of a burial place for him and his seed forever. So we could be buried there if we so desired. And Jacob wrote all these things in the book of purchase, and he signed it, and he testified all of this with 4 faithful witnesses. And these are the words which Jacob wrote in the book, saying, the land of Canaan and all the cities of Hittites and the Hivites and the Jebusites and the Amorites, the Perizzites and the Gershites, all the 7 nations from the river of Egypt unto the river Euphrates, and the city of Hebron, Kirat Abra, and the cave which is in it, the whole did Jacob buy from his brother Esau for value, for a possession and for an inheritance to his seed after him forever. I own that. You own that. And Jacob took the book of purchase and the signature, the command and the statutes and the revealed book, and he placed them in an earthen vessel, in order that they should remain for a long time. And he delivered them into the hands of his children. Esau took all that his father had left him after his death from his brother Jacob, and he took all the property from man and beast and camel and ass and ox and lamb, silver and gold, stones and bdellium, and all the riches which had belonged to Isaac, that son of Abraham. There was nothing left which Esau did not take unto himself, for all that Isaac had left after his death. And Esau took all this, and he and his children went home to the land of Seir, the Horite, away from his brother Jacob and his children. And Esau had possessions amongst the children of Seir. And Esau returned not to the land of Canaan from that day forward. And the whole land of Canaan became an inheritance to the children of Israel, for an everlasting inheritance. And Esau, with all his children, inherited the mountain of Seir. So that's all they owned, the mountain of Seir. That's it. Nothing else. Everything else belongs to us. And that concludes the reading of Jasher chapter 47. I hope that you've enjoyed your time with me, and I humbly ask that you like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if you didn't enjoy your time with me, I at least hope that you learned something. And I will see you next time. I'm hoping to be reading next time from the International Jew, or I might be doing a segment on single mothers. I'm not sure yet, but those are some of the things that I'm considering in the very near future. So until then, I wish you Baruch and Shalom.